Um, it's like it all right, when you're out here, when you're fighting for the truth, man, you're fighting the power. See, that's a good thing when you say that. I'm fighting the power. Because guess what? That kind of backs you away from the human element. It's like because you're not really fighting humans, man. Like so, I was having this argument with someone about corporations, and they were like, "It's but really corporations are people." That which is true. You know what I'm saying? But the what it is these people pool their consent behind an idea. See, that's what you're really fighting is this idea. See, if you can kill the idea or kill the lie of the idea, in the ideal, it's like because ideals you could be have many ideals, but they could be all bad ideals. Like the Nazis is a perfect example of extreme idealism gone wrong. Nationalism. This is all the same idea that we're trying to fight. See, that's the thing. See, like with the whole using Guy Fawkes and this whole idea, we're trying to become an idea. They're becoming like the corporatists in a way through people lobbying together behind this mascot, corporate mascot. You know what I'm saying? In a way, that's why I kind of listen. I'm not against all the information gathering and sharing and all that, but once I'm against the I'm anti-fascist, anti-corporatism, anti-communism, anti-socialism because I know these are all just conduits to get to world government, which is total slavery. It's peace down the barrel of a freaking gun. That's the double speech. World peace, world peace. In their minds, it means they have conquered the world now and there's none left to resist. That's their idea of world peace. So you think it's going to be actual peace, but it's not. Because here's the thing, by you consenting, you consent to these people with the sword, basically, to go slay anyone who doesn't consent. And just because you're majority, that the majority agrees to do the wrong thing and be incorporated in this idea that what they're doing is good cause, with good cause, merited, deserved. But even so, sometimes, listen, truly mercy is true mercy, not the fake mercy, like because sometimes given mercy might be feigned from a leader, so he may get the title of merciful, but he's not really. It's like what is it? Selectively merciful. No, you got to be merciful all the way, and and to have mercy. How do you have mercy on an ignorant person? Like truly, how do you love them? Well, you teach them you teach them in a way they can learn for themselves so they can get to the point where they can be in a position they can teach others. That is truly how you pay life forward is like look, because we all got to earn our lessons a lot of times, most of the time. I mean, lessons do just come out of nowhere sometimes, almost as if it's an appointment with destiny. You know what I'm saying? But if you're actively engaged in this thing, in the learning mindset, you'll learn more. The more you can switch that off through being entertained. You know what I'm saying? If you can make learning your entertainment, though, you know what I'm saying? It's just look. What I find is how do you shut it off now? How do you just go back to normal mode? You know, look, shoot the shit mode, small talk mode. How about them Tigers? You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I mean, I can't even go back to how about them Tigers other than the Strong City Network uses Detroit Tiger insignia in Michigan. I'm sure that's the way they roll in and they infiltrate and it's a way that's already out there. Like, look, people are sports fanatics, so they just use what the people are already familiar with and they add a secret language inside of the language that's already there to be utilized with sports teams. So that's how, if like, look, if you think you're being gang stalked, and look, people have a weird similarity, almost as if uniformed type of clothing, like color coding is the one good way to look at it. And there is, I noticed with this whole Jade Helm freaking operation here, it's like they've been coming in and trying to mimic the people of the area so they can blend in. You know what I'm saying? And this is like some of these people could be straight UN operatives, which they're multinational. They could be plants that were put here 10, 20 years ago so they could learn to pretend to be Americans. Like there's a show called The Americans. Uh, and see, these are all ideas, man. Ideas built on ideas, but they're bad ideas built on bad ideas. It's like, and it's been their great work to see these things come to fruition. I mean, you can look at the Gay Manifesto. I watched this. See, the Gay Manifesto, you can follow the Gay Manifesto back to manifestos in general. Like, there's Marxist manifestos, communist manifestos. Who taught these people to write these freaking manifestos? Hitler had his own manifesto. Gangs have their own manifestos. I mean, listen to that word, manifesto. Don't that sound so, like, doesn't that just rally you up in spirit? Just the word manifesto, right? I mean, these things were engineered, man. It's called subversive tactics, man. And these are just ideas, man. Like people playing with their ideas and stretching them, like think tanks. Think tanks are corporate sponsored, bought. Like they pay for a bunch of people to put their minds together. They make a brain train and then they ride it and see where it'll go. And see, before they do it in life, in all actuality, they do this fake kind of like it's as if. It's like they go into as if mode, where as if this was real. But really, the real intention is to really do it. But it's just a kind of like a diversion tactic. These are not the droids you're looking for type of a tactic. Where you downplay something and it's like, see, and then you redirect or divert. They'd say something like, why don't you trust the government then? You must have something to hide. It's like, no, the government's the one who has something to hide. And why are you covering for the government? You know what I'm saying? Why are you helping this idea? You're pruning it. You know what I'm saying? You're helping the bad idea come to fruition. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, stop putting in works for the great work where they're trying to, bring forth this antichrist Marxist utopia. You know what I'm saying? That's really like, look, you can look at all these utopia, world socialism, these ideas. That is what the antichrist system is really about, man. And it's like, basically, it's not a kumbaya, man, hold hands and everyone's it's all cool, man. It's not. It's like, well, I guess you could say some people might think it's cool, and since they think they're on the in crowd. See, that's the thing. See, you're willing to sacrifice your neighbor so that you may live. That's what all these boil down to, is like, we got to take someone out and we got to take control. And we got all the justification, the right reason. Our way is better than their way. And you can follow the money, man, and it's like, look, you can go back to the King Alfred plan, which is this is an idea that was wrote a long time ago, like almost like they sent a freaking Terminator back in time, and they knew for hundreds of years in advance what was going to happen in the future. And this is the Satanists, the hardcore Lucis Trust Satanists, and they were going to use Israel, the state, not the people from the Bible, man. That's a deception. It's in Revelation. It says, those of them say that they're Jews but are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Listen, this is the Albert Pike. Those are called Frankist Sabbateans. And you can look into the Frankist Sabbateans. But, and then look, there's Albert Pike connection. He's like, basically, they set this thing up where everyone claims to be Muslim, Christian, and Jewish. And they kind of take these archetype positions, and they orchestrate this fight between their followers to where it kills everyone off in the world, and then all the religions are exposed as and atheism. Like, look, he also says the nihilists and the atheists, the origins of savagery. He says they're going to be used as a catalyst to get us to fight, and then we're all going to kill each other off, like the fucking Joker, Dark Knight, at the beginning when they rob the bank, and each guy kills the previous guy and carries the manifesto forth. You know what I'm saying? And it's all co-opted, man. And it's like they purposefully put their people in high position in the Muslim or the Jewish or the Christian or the atheist nihilists. They get their guys in who agitate and stir up the hornet's nest, sick them all on each other, and these guys back out and let everyone. It's like let the dominoes fall, and they come in to buy up the shares for pennies on the dollar. This is the idea, and they execute it very well. That's the general idea. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you break the idea. See, I didn't necessarily drop too many names other than Albert Pike. You know what I'm saying? And some groups. See, just because I hate on the name of the group or necessarily like call it into question, all the people that are in it, just look, put it on the title and don't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know you're incorporated, so just I'll use the name of the corporation, like like Enron or Hallie Merriweather. You know what I'm saying? Burton, Blackbriar. All this corporate legalese, law of the sea, word magic. Like in the Bible, man, it says in Daniel that through peace he shall deceive many and take away. Through peace he will destroy many. So peace is the means which the Antichrist or the beast uses to kill people. Peace. Beware of those who speak peace yet have war in their heart. Booyaka. That's that's not just an idea. That's the truth there. That people have these ideas that they get confused, and sometimes they're willingly ignorant, and sometimes they're just ignorant of the word magic that they're under. Like, it's double speech. Double speech is when you say one thing, but you really mean the exact opposite. It's another way. It's ways to get people's defenses down, so you can speak openly in front of them, but really in code, you're just straight up putting it all out there. It's like, it's crazy. It takes a real twisted individual to get pleasure out of deceiving people. Like, look, they have to actually get off on deceiving people to go that far. You know what I'm saying? That's when the idea has possessed them, and they're not themselves anymore. They actually become the corporation. They are the idea, and the man ceased to exist. There you go. There's your example of a beast kingdom, where you submit, all control over your own self and your own soul and your own destiny. You fork it over to a tyrant, basically. And that's what Nimrod, how he got the planet to follow him, is through tyranny. He would provide everything for them: protection, food, a religion, monuments. But tribute has to come back, and honors forever, almost. And then after you're in the pocket, then the sacrificing of your children comes in, and then the sacrificing of your body to the orgies, basically. Which is that's when it's like, look, when you see that type of stuff, it's gone too far. Everything is way out of whack. It's froward society. See, that people don't realize the Sodom and Gomorrah thing isn't solely about sexual. It's not just sexual things. They were also villainous tyrants who would go. They had cities, so they had all this extra better technology to make weapons and these strategies to go out, and they would rob their neighbors, the tent people that lived out in deserts around them. They would always go steal their women and rape the children and kill people, and it was fun to them. That was one of the reasons why they were judged also. So look at our society. Do they do that at all these days in this society? Another thing, there was a game that the judges were all bought and accepted bribes. That's another thing. There was no law in the land. Lawlessness was their law, and they were all in agreement, and they enjoyed it. And they always exploited the system. They'd take you to the court so they could fraud you. And the court was